Hi, I'm Irene Jones, and this is my presentation on what I believe an ideal organization should portray. Start off here, just want to give a brief introduction to what I think an ideal organization should have. For companies to achieve long-term success, they must create and maintain healthy environments in the workplace. Healthy organizations understand that it takes a collaborative effort to compete in their market segment and produce continuous profit. Healthy organizations have certain characteristics ingrained in their corporate culture. Recognizing and understanding the characteristics of healthy organization can help detect problems in the company if it's unprofitable and take corrective steps to operate a successful business. Um, Listed here, an ideal organization will have a set culture put into place. You will have a well thought out structure, good leadership, great management style is something that's very important. Values, ethics. You also would have that evaluation methods where you do employee evaluation, customer feedback type thing to keep abreast of how the organization is running, and just to receive that feedback to better. Um, Better enhance the organization and reward system, something compensation. They don't always have to be comp, and just some type of reward system put in place to keep employees satisfied or keep them motivated to do the work. Next slide here. So in the last slide, I just gave a brief definition of what I believe an ideal organization should portray. So in these next few slides, I will discuss how a real estate business should portray as an ideal organization. The structure. So I'm just going to assume that this is a small startup company. It's going to be located in the metropolitan area. Employees will have the opportunity to work from home and have a flexible work hours. Employees will be assigned clients from manager. They can also work from their own clients, but for clients assigned by manager, they will have to report back on a regular basis. With something that I'm going to go in detail on a later slide, cooperation and teamwork is essential for clients to see that the company is running well. Next slide here. Brief definition here. A company's vision statement should be designed to assist in the retention and recruitment of employees. As exposed to clarify what your company does or what it is, the vision statement looks towards the future and describes what the business hopes to be one day. So an example of the vision statement for this real estate business would be the objective is to be a profitable leader in commercial, retail, and residential real estate. They will serve their customers' needs and will develop and will constantly produce and manage developments of lasting value to the community. Go to the next slide here. The management style. Good leadership is one of the main characteristics of a healthy organization. Employees have good relationship with management that are based on trust. Managers know how to get employees to function together. When correction is needed, employees readily accept the constructive criticism often by leaders. So in this case, for the real estate business, the ideal management style would be for the company would be pace setting, which essentially aims to accomplish tasks at a high standard. The manager will motivate his or her coworkers by setting high standards and expectations. The coworkers employee to use their own initiative based on the example set. Go to the next slide here. The culture. Company culture is the personality of a company. It defines the environment in which employees work. Culture include a variety of elements that can include work environment, company, mission, value, ethics, expectations, and so on. With that being said, this ideal organization of the real estate business listed here, it would be dynamic and energetic. There would be respect and fairness, as I mentioned earlier, cooperation and teamwork, very team oriented, working together, being very collaborative, open minded, welcome change, flexibility will be offered, and just different learning opportunity, career growth within the organization. Um, Key stakeholders here. Side note, I do want to know that I'm not real estate junkie just from just doing some outside research. The top three supporting stakeholders will be investors, consumers, and developers. investors, they size and scale up the real estate industry, make investing in it attractive and profitable for investors. Investing directly in real estate involves purchasing residential and commercial property to a use as an income producing asset or for resale as a future time. Then you have the consumers. The customer is the king in real estate, as they state. They decide whether or not the venture of an investor or a developer would be successful. Then you have the developers. They play a key role of real estate sector, of bridging that gap. Real estate developers meet that important need, like providing infrastructure to serve a growing economy in sectors like housing, office space, retail, and entertainment. As I mentioned earlier, they play a key role in the real estate sector by bridging that gap between construction facility and the consumer's need. They offer value in terms of design, cost, functionality, and location. Let's go to the next slide here, which I mentioned earlier. That's something that should be included in the ideal organization. Evaluation methods. So individual feedback, peer feedback, and customer reviews. For example, with the real estate business, an ideal real estate business will have each employee will be evaluated on a customer satisfaction basis. Since the company deals with looking at clients on a hand-on basis, there's no better form of evaluation. Next slide here, reward system. Reward system can range from bonuses, promotions within the company, or salaries based on performance. As an example, we're dealing with the real estate business. Ideal real estate business, a reward system would be directly linked with the customer's evaluation. If the customer is happy, he may send the worker new clients, which would act as a reward. Move to the next slide here, addressing ethical issues, any ethical issues. Company will confront any ethical matters upfront instead of ignoring it. Then take corrective action to address these issues by providing resources and educations. Employ a confidential system and just simply being consistent. In any business, in the real estate business, you will never be completely free of misconduct or disgruntled employees. However, the ideal organization can implement policy to minimize the number of ethical issues in the workplace by training those who are willing to learn and terminating those who are not. Employers can make the workplace safer and more enjoyable for everyone. I thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope that you enjoy.